Hey guys, welcome back to another one. This is Crypto Elite, home to the #1 Theta community. And if you like this content, please like and subscribe to the channel. And I also want to give a quick shout out to the Crypto Elite NFT, more information in the description below. But in this video, we are going to be talking about NFTs. Yes, I know I've been talking about NFTs a lot, but I think this is very applicable. More recently, we had news about Samsung utilizing NFTs, Theta NFTs in particular, for offline use cases, which is very, very interesting. And here we can see that there's a lot of companies hopping on the bandwagon. As you can see, 10 big brands that recently joined the NFT space. So this is not new. If we check it out, we can see Salesforce, Adidas, Lamborghini, Coca-Cola, Nike, and so on and so forth. And one new company is also joining this list, and they're also a huge partner of Theta, which makes me even more excited for this. And that, if you're not familiar with it, is Sony with their PlayStation. They are coming out with something very soon, and it's going to be called PlayStation Stars. And I want to give a shout out to Theta Ecosystem. I read this on this Twitter post over here, and that's how I got up to date on this one. So thank you for getting me up to speed on this one, and let's dig into this article. So PlayStation is now making NFTs, but with a twist. So they go on to talk about how the passive NFTs, it's kind of got a rocky start over the past couple of years. So once upon a time, NFTs, Ubisoft released an NFT collection not too long ago, but I guess the players and the ecosystem absolutely hated it. So that was something they put out there as a feeler, and it did not go very well. But they go on to talk about how NFTs have ever so slowly started picking up pace, and it's starting to make a lot of money, as you can see over here, $300 million. So the traction is coming back with NFTs. It's not a one and done type of thing. So there's a couple different quotes there, and one of the last phrases of the quote says, "I look for them to become as familiar as dealing with physical goods." And that is something that these huge CEOs see NFTs in the future. The same way we treat our physical goods, like if we have a PlayStation or if we have some other game console, that's how we're going to start looking at NFTs, which is very interesting. And partially thanks to the pandemic, but I think a lot more people are getting more familiar with doing things in a digital manner, and people are getting more familiar with interacting with digital goods the same way they do physical goods. And that brings me to Sony, how they're starting to integrate NFTs. And I think there could be, if you connect the dots, some lines to Theta as well. It just makes sense. So we've got the perfect transition for Sony. NFTs don't have to be monetized at first, and that's the one thing. So I don't think this will be humongous as far as price explosion for Theta, but it is more large companies starting to utilize their blockchain. And the more these huge companies use it, the more other companies, smaller companies who also want to dabble with this technology will use these same companies, i.e. Theta. So they don't have to be sold or transferable, at least for now. When a majority of console gamers either don't understand NFTs or hate it, they think it's going to destroy the ecosystem. So they have to learn about it before you can start really implementing it. So that's why, another reason why I've said it before, and I'll say it again, we're very early into the space, guys. So definitely enjoy it. So Sony came with a new loyalty program, and it's called PlayStation Stars, aiming at rewarding the players for spending their time on the ecosystem. Now I'll play this little bit over here. It's a pretty interesting video, and just bear with me.
Hi everyone, I'm Grace Chen. Not long ago, we announced our program called PlayStation Stars. It's designed to celebrate you, the players. It will be free to join PlayStation Stars. As a member, you can complete various activities to earn points that can be redeemed for rewards. Digital collectibles are a highlight of the program. These are digital representations of things that PlayStation fans love. Today, I'm pleased to give you a sneak peek at some examples of our digital collectibles. Whether it's a beloved game character or a cherished device from Sony's innovative history, there will always be something new to collect and show off to your friends. And I have more good news. PlayStation Stars will begin to roll out in some regions in Asia starting in late September. It will launch in the Americas.
So yeah, very interesting. I do like where they're starting with that. And like I said the article says at the very beginning, it's not like this is going to be a humongous use case. They're not integrating it any and everywhere. It's just to dip the toes into the water for a lot of these players so they can start getting used to NFTs and see the benefits to it, which is very, very interesting. So players will earn points that they can spend on various digital collectibles. So far, all the collectibles we've seen are in the 3D, similar to what Vivi, a different NFT marketplace, is doing. And I think it would be very naive to think that Sony won't monetize these options in the very future. So that is also why I am very interested in this as well, because like I said, this is just the very beginning and there's just going to be more and more use cases on this. So that's what I did want to share with you. And there's also an article tied to this. I'll put all this in the link in the description below. But a little bit more here. Once you've earned collectibles, you can arrange them in a virtual case within the PlayStation app. And if you choose, you may display collectibles case within your PSN to profiles and friends as well. So it's very, very interesting. They are just getting into this. And like I was saying, it just makes sense that these NFTs would be powered by Theta Drop, because Theta is a partner of Sony. So if we go to thetatoken.org and the enterprises over here in this tab, if you scroll down, you can see the content and media partners. And among some of the large partners with NASA, Samsung, there's Sony over there. And there are previous drops that NFT drops that Sony and Theta have done together. Also, Theta has proven themselves that they can do this at a very large mass scale. And that's something they did recently with Samsung when they partnered with Theta Labs for their upcoming Galaxy NFT ecosystem. And there's over 100,000 holders to this. So it's something that they've proved. So in a translation, Mitch Liu, the CEO of Theta, says more than 100,000 NFT holders can use their Theta NFTs online and offline through Theta Pass technology. So this is only the beginning and will continue expanding retail and e-commerce store coverage and utility to broaden benefits to Samsung NFT holders. So like I said, it just makes sense for a large company like Sony to use something like Theta when Theta has already proven themselves with a very large company like Samsung, and also having this Theta Drop website out there and on a bi-weekly basis putting a new NFT drop that goes very successfully. So those are my thoughts. My personal thoughts on this one is I think it's going to be very successful. This is a step in the right direction. Like all the articles said, this is something new and they're not going to go too crazy and immersive too much. But if we just wait a couple more years, and I know I said it previously, but it's a long-term play. So this technology is not going to take over overnight. But with all the different big brands that are starting to implement NFTs, I don't think it's going to go away either. So just stay the course, and I think you'll be happy in a couple years. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next one.